Hello guys! Today we are going to learn how to solve a normal distribution question within 5 minutes. In order to solve a normal distribution question, there are 5 steps required only. So without wasting any time, let's look at our question. A factory produces metal spheres whose diameters are normally distributed with a mean of 10 mm and a variance of 0.01 mm. If a metal sphere is chosen at random, find the probability that its diameter is less than 9.85 mm. The first step is we have to identify the mean value and the standard deviation value. So based on our question, the mean value is actually equals to 10 mm. But then how about standard deviation? Now we have to do some revision on the meaning of standard deviation. Standard deviation is actually equals to the square root of variance. And based on the question, variance is equals to 0.01. So the square root of variance 0.01 equals to 0.1, which is also the standard deviation value. Next, we are going to convert the x value to z-score using the formula z equals to x minus mean over standard deviation. We have already obtained the mean and also the standard deviation from the question. How about x? X value is actually equals to 9.85 mm. Hence, then we can substitute all the value that we obtained into the formula. Z equals to x value 9.85 mm minus 10 over 0.1 standard deviation, and then you can get the answer negative 1.5. Third step, we have to sketch out the normal distribution graph and identify the position of the z-score. So what will be the normal distribution graph be like? The normal distribution graph is actually in the bell-shaped curve. So after we draw out the bell-shaped curve, I will tell you that the z-score is actually at here, which is the left-hand side of our y-axis. Why? Because the z-score equals to negative 1.5. The negative symbol indicates the position of the z-score. Next, we have to identify the region mentioned in the questions. So actually, the region mentioned in the questions is the left-hand side of negative 1.5. Why? The answer is from the questions also. The questions required to us to find the probability that its diameter is less than 9.85 mm. So that's why we have to also find out the probability that z-score less than negative 1.5. Last, we are going to look at our normal distribution table and find out the value, the number that compatible to our z-score 1.5. Do remember that we have to ignore the negative symbol because the negative symbol only indicates the position of the z-score in our normal distribution graph. So by referring to our normal distribution table, then you will find out the answer that compatible to the z-score 1.5 is actually 0.0668. And this will be our final answer. So let's do some revision on our today's lesson. In order to solve the normal distribution questions, there are 5 steps required only. The first step is we have to identify the mean value and also the standard deviation value from the question. Next, convert the x value to z-score using the formula z equals to x minus mean over standard deviation. Then, sketch out the normal distribution graph and identify the position of the z-score. Identify the region mentioned in the questions. And last, we have to refer to the normal distribution table and find out the value and compatible to the z-score that we found out just now. That's all from today's lesson. Thank you for watching and bye.